Shalom Uvracha. Before explaining what is on my head and what are these black straps wrapped around my left arm are, let's first get to the point. If you haven't heard yet, the congressional prayer a few days ago was finished with an utterance of amen and AWOMAN. Sounds like a joke, and really it is, but it wasn't just any joke. It was a mockery of traditional Judeo-Christian values and of monotheism, hence a mockery also of Islam, and also by uttering the name of one of the Hindu head deities, also a mockery and an insult to Hindus, at least traditional Hindus. You know, for a party, a group of people that is the quickest to point out the speck in other people's eyes, they sure have a massive log in their own. To point out cultural appropriation when people embrace some fashion design that's popular in Asia and even promoted in the United States by Asians, ridiculing and castigating people for liking dreadlocks because they're not the right race. These same people, while castigating people who do these things good-heartedly because they like and admire these certain qualities or talents or cultural aspects of other cultures, these same hypocrites then go and adopt and pervert things from other cultures, not with good intention, not good-heartedly, but to twist these elements of other cultures to their own political ends, even belittlingly. A woman? A woman? So the congressman leading that excuse of a prayer, he includes in the beginning a good quote from the book of Numbers where the God of Israel, the creator of the universe, commands the people of Israel to bless the people of Israel with a certain blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and be gracious to you, and so forth. That biblical quote is specified to the people of Israel. In the entire world, the only people who take this blessing seriously are traditional Jews and traditional Christians. And you just took it and perverted it. You know, it doesn't upset me that some ignoramus would do such a thing because the world is filled with ignoramuses. What disgusts me is the hypocrisy of it and the fact that it's done ceremoniously in United States formalities, of government formalities. It's unbelievable. The individual doing that, who made a mockery of the Aaronic blessing, Birkat HaKohanim, doesn't give a rat's bleep about Birkat HaKohanim and probably doesn't know the first thing about it, such as that it was historically uttered in the temple in Jerusalem by the descendants of the brother of Moses, Aaron, and while doing so, covering themselves in a talit gadol, and a prayer shawl, for lack of a better translation. Yet, this same individual, more than likely considering those with whom he affiliates and his party, opposed the recognition of Israel as the capital, the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. more than likely he sympathizes, as the mainstream media consistently does, and leaders of the Democrat Party have consistently done, sympathizing with openly terroristic individuals who openly call for and praise the intentional slaughter of civilians if they are Jewish, while giving disproportionate and in almost every single case, twisted representations of the Jewish people and of Israel. And then he's going to take quotations from the Hebrew Bible and then make a mockery of the word amen. The only people, even by your own phony standards, who should be uttering those words are the people who believe it and take it seriously and have reverence for it. That includes the word amen. An insult to Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. Very impressive. Amen. It's a Hebrew word. Continue culturally appropriating the traditions of the Jewish people. I'm not really concerned about that in the long run, seeing as the people of Israel have outlived every other mockery of human intelligence, including in that those of Jewish heritage who turn their backs on the values and eternal principles and that have sustained their people. They too, those Jews who have turned their backs on the same values that tie the Jewish people together with Christians, and even to an extent with Muslims, those Jews as well have perished into oblivion and will continue to do so. It just really, it's really pitiful, the degree of audacious hypocrisy of the leadership in this country at the moment. This also exists in the Republican Party, but it's so sad and pathetic, the extent to which it exists in the Democrat Party and Democrat leadership, and in the establishments of the United States, the cultural establishments and the media establishment and the academic establishment, the same hypocrisy. Speak of institutionalized racism. How about we take a second glance at what political ideologies dominate in the institutional establishments around the country? Let me save you a little time if you don't feel like facing the facts and digging into it for yourself. It's the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party overwhelmingly is the dominant voice, the dominant influence in the media, in newspapers, in academia, in the public education system, in pop culture, in music, in social media. If there's institutionalized racism, it's in the Democrat Party, just as it was under slavery. Just as it was when the Democrat Party gave birth to the KKK. On that note, let us not forget history, because as is widely known, but often we don't live according to this well-known saying, if we forget history, we're destined to repeat it. Am Yisrael Chai.